Coming up next, I'm going to debunk one of the oldest myths in fragrance and perfumery, and that is refreshing your nose with the good old coffee bean, which you see at every fragrance counter in every department store around the world. So stay tuned to find out the real science. Welcome back, everybody, to Joel the Nose. And today I'm going to go back to one of my videos where I dig into the science a little bit. It seems like everybody likes, when I kind of do some research, dig into the science behind things of fragrance and topics and concepts and just dig a little bit deeper. And this one is kind of, I think, a cool topic today because it is one of the most common, I guess, myths. I don't want to say lies because I don't think people are purposely lying about it. But bottom line is, we all know this, right? Whenever you go to a perfume counter anywhere around the world, it could be, I don't know, Harrods, Macy's, Nordstrom's, any department store. Think about it. When you go in, you'll often see on the counter somewhere a jar of coffee beans. Now, right here I have some ground coffee. This is Cuban espresso coffee, but you get the idea. What happens, right? So you're smelling different fragrances. I have a few just grabbing here. Here's an original penguin fragrance. Let's say you're smelling this, and then maybe you're smelling, I don't know, Masque Milano, or maybe you're smelling something from Chanel. You're at the Chanel counter, whatever. What does the, fragrance salesperson do between smelling different fragrances? They give you some of the coffee beans, right? So the strong smell of coffee is supposed to refresh your nose or reset your nose so that you have a clean palate, right? A clean palate to smell the next fragrance. Well, I'm here to tell you guys today, it's complete and 100% total crap, all right? It's malarkey, it's bull, it's BS, it's just a myth. There's absolutely no science whatsoever behind that theory. It is just a marketing ploy. It's just a tradition. It's something that's been around. It's something that people recognize and makes you feel good. It may even have a placebo effect on certain people. Maybe their mind is tricked into thinking that their nose has been refreshed, but physically nothing is happening. In fact, there's been some studies by psychologists have tested people where they tried 3 different things. A person refreshing their nose with fresh air, with lemon slices and coffee beans, and they saw that there was no difference between the 3. The science just does not back this up. And what does, and from reading most scientific journals and kind of perfumers and talking about this with different people, the things that are most effective. So if you are in a fragrance store, and we've all been there, and sometimes you're smelling 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 different things, right? And you have what's called olfactory fatigue. And that's when essentially your nose just becomes almost immune to the different smells because there's so many going on that they all kind of fade to the background. And it can be very difficult, right, to kind of judge the difference between the fragrances. The best thing to do, if you have the space, is just go out, walk outside the store, or if you're in a department store, walk into another department for like a couple minutes, get fresh air, and this is the key. Bring with you, if you have it, just like a wool sweater, or I say a wool scarf. I have a wool scarf. I live in Miami. I don't really have wool sweaters, but I have a wool scarf. And if I'm going to go somewhere like that, just bring it. I like things like that as decoration anyways. And that wool scarf, you just breathe that in. So if you don't have time to walk away and refresh your nose for a few minutes, which can be, of course, time consuming if you're smelling a lot of fragrances, just take that wool scarf, smell it. In fact, let me just show you right now. Hold on one second. So this is my secret weapon. This is my wool scarf that I take with me. So if I'm smelling fragrances, I smell this. Then I want to refresh my nose. I just 3 big whiffs. 3. Now I have a fresh palate. Now I have a fresh nose. Now I can go smell something else. The science behind it, what the psychologists and the neuropsychiatrists believe is what happens is there's something in, I want to get this right because I've been reading these studies here, that there's a material in the wool called lanolin. and other waxy components of the wool, which will absorb and neutralize the aromas. So the components of this wool actually physically neutralize the aromas, and it provides an odor-free sniffing that the brain needs. So basically, this is a more convenient version of sticking your head out the window or walking away outside and getting fresh air for a few minutes. This acts and does a similar reset of your nose. Just a simple wool sweater or scarf. Take 3 good breaths. The materials in there will help absorb the smells and actually reset your nose. So there you have it. Just a quick little video here telling you why, as much as I love coffee and as I love smelling coffee, it's not going to work. So we all, right, work hard for our money. We all love fragrances. I don't want to take the risk when I'm smelling fragrances that I'm not really getting a true representation or smell of the fragrance. So this is a tool for me. We all have tools and different things we do. Obviously, depending on what job or career you're in, we have our specific tools. This, in the fragrance industry, and for me as a fragrance reviewer and more as just a fragrance lover, wool scarf is a big tool and main tool that I take with me everywhere. So there you have it. This is JoelTheNose. I hope you found this useful, guys. If you have, please go ahead and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys who have already done it. The support is tremendous. I mean, the channel is just growing like exponentially now, and it's all due to you guys, and I thank you for that. And of course, you can ring the bell for notifications so you know when I produce new content, and you can like the video. Hope everyone's doing well. Take care. I'll be back soon with another video, and peace and love to everybody.